it's Liz Yuille from Old Staples Craft again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's project is this one, or a variation on this one. This uses the At Home With You stamp set and the matching At Home framelets, which are so clever. So this is Request Saturday, and somebody's asked me to show you how to do this. So, hello, I'm doing it. The At Home With You stamp set, which is in the annual catalogue, covers birthday, Christmas, autumn or fall, depending on whether you're in the UK or in the US. So you could use this for Halloween as well, because it's got pumpkins. But pretty much every occasion anyway. So we've got, let's see, thank you for your hospitality. So thanks for your hospitality. Thanks for everything. Grateful, congrats, hello, welcome. I feel at home when I'm with you. There's this little tree that's been done up as a Christmas tree. There's a little basket of flowers. There's a prezi. There's a lantern, 2 wreaths, and this holly bough. So this one I have done as a Christmas card because we're kind of getting into that. You know, the autumn winter catalogue is available for demos. And I've put in a not exactly small pre-order, which if you've been watching you will have seen. But this is already available in the annual catalogue, and it's an all occasions stamp set. And what is so clever is that the matching framelets, this cuts the door, or the door frame, but this cuts the door, but it doesn't cut all 4 sides, it only cuts 3. And then this die here, which I've used for the holly wreath, also cuts the summer wreath. So it's the same die, does 2 jobs, which I always think is good. So let's have a look at this. So we've got the bough, the holly, the wreath, and then inside, surprise, it's a Christmas tree. But I love this. I think it's just brilliant. This is the Be Merry Designer Series paper, which is also in the annual catalogue. This is an only annual catalogue project. So I'm going to change it up this time, and I'm going to do a completely different colour scheme. And I'm also going to use the Designer Series paper in a slightly different way. Do I need those? No, I don't, because I've got everything laid out. So I am using Lemon Lime Twist as a card base. Remember, all the dimensions will be on the associated blog post, which is linked below. But this is an A4 card cut in half to A5 and then folded in half to form an A6 card base. That's for those of us on metric. Then I have got a piece of the Naturally Eclectic Designer Series paper. So this is one of the gems patterns, and I'm going to use this side so that we've kind of got a, I don't know, a sort of sky-ish background. I have already cut a door frame out, by which I mean, oops, sorry, I just hit the tripod just in case there was a shudder, that's why I'm apologising. So I've cut this, which is that whole base. So instead of having Designer Series paper here, this time I've got Designer Series paper as the mat and a piece of just ordinary Whisper White cardstock, which I will do stamping on. I have already stamped and die cut and coloured the pumpkins and flowers. So that's already done, and I used Cajun Craze, Old Olive and crushed curry. This is a piece of Peekaboo Peach card, because Peekaboo Peach is one of the colours that is in the Designer Series paper. So when I'm looking at what colours to use with the Designer Series paper, I always look at the back of the packet, because it gives you a list, which is also in the catalogue. And then I've got a piece of crumb cake, and this is just an offcut from when I was cutting my mats, which I'm also going to be using and doing some die cutting on. So I will be showing you how to die cut, well, showing you off camera, we'll be showing you how to die cut the door and all that good stuff. So let us start with the door, and I'm going to use, on my Peekaboo Peach, Cajun Craze because it's the same sort of tones. If you look at this, which is Cajun Craze and Crushed Curry as the orangey colours, you can see that there's that same tone coming through. And I'm hoping this piece of cardstock is going to be big enough. did I write down the measurements? No, I didn't. That was silly. So the mat is my usual 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Then the Whisper White would have been at least 4 by 2.5 in order to get that through. And this is 4 by 3, but again 4 by 2.5 would do, depending on how good your stamping accuracy is. And we're about to find out how good mine is, or not. So I'm just inking this up with my Cajun Craze, and then this is again one of those moments where I say, if you guys weren't in the way, this would be a whole lot easier. However, do I need that again? What colour am I going to do that in? No, I will use that again. Or will I? No, I will. I will. Okay. So, there's our door. And then I'm just going to, on this, bring in the I Feel at Home When I'm With You stamp. Now, I know that that will fit in the door, because I just know. So I'm just going to ink that up, and then this is going to be the bit that is behind the door. So, and again, this would be a whole lot easier if you guys weren't in the way, but hopefully that is going to be seen through the door. And I also need to stamp, and I might as well use Cajun Craze again, the doormat, which is done as one piece, and that is Welcome. So there we are. Don't mind that it's crooked because I'm going to die cut it. So get rid of that before I put my fist in it. Cut that in piece off, and I will bring in my magnetic platform and my very, very manky mat, but they still work, so that's good. Now, what I would say is that you do actually have to do the door in 2 passes, because what you want, you've only got this tiny little bit left at the bottom because of the way it's done. So I need to cut the door frame, because this is a magnetic plate. I need to just make sure it's lined up absolutely right. I can do my welcome mat at the same time because I can. So let's get that lined up too, and get it lined up with its little magnets. And I shall run that through the Big Shot. Bear with me one, whoops, let's not jiggle the door, because that's not the point really. Right, okay, bear with me while I just do that. Okay, so that will be die cut, and that will be die cut, but I'm going to leave that there because I then need to bring in this. Now, when you get this, you will see that there is a cutting edge on 3 sides and nothing on the other. So you need to make sure, bearing in mind your handle's there, it would be useful if the non-cut edge was away from the handle. So here, but you can see now why this won't go on at the same time, because this comes over the edge, but I'm going to make sure it's as far up as possible, and it cuts on the inside edge of the die. So let's run that through. And bring that out, off, away. Get rid of that. And this is now, there's a tiny weeny little edge there still attached, and then this you can just bend, and if you want to do a more definite crease, you can run it through your trimmer, but there is a hint of a crease there. So that is our door being able to open. This I want to stick on here so that I can then see that I'm at home with you. So my good old friend, the multi-purpose glue. And run that round the edge, and of course I can hold on to my door because that's not going to have any glue on it. I'm going to just touch the glue onto the bottom and then pop that down there and just lean on it for a bit. Lean, lean, lean. And then when we open it, obviously it's going to be better when it's left to dry for a bit. You will see I've got the I feel at home when I'm with you. Now, on the previous one, there is a die that cuts out these little windows, which is, let me just grab that for you. This one here, so it does line up perfectly to cut out those windows. I haven't done it on this one because the stamping actually comes above the window, whereas here the stamping was below. So I'd already worked out that the chances were it was going to come above, so I didn't bother with that. So let's pop everything together because we're basically there now. Yay! So, my favourite multi-purpose glue. And just run that round the edge. So I am looking forward next week. I have two quite exciting things happening. Well, actually three quite exciting things happening. But the first, oops, that's not square. Let's sort that out. The first is that on Tuesday morning, I will be hopefully at the front of the queue signing up to go to On Stage in November, which is a demonstrator only event. And I'm going to the one in the UK, which this year is in Solihull. Yes, Solihull. So that's all good stuff. Again, I'm going to stick this on with multi-purpose glue. So that's Tuesday. What else have I got coming on? Ooh, apparently, if everything goes according to plan, I will be in the press again. But I can't tell you more about that just yet. But watch this space. As soon as I can share that, I will share it. This then fits very cleverly just into... Can you see that this fits into that little piece there? So it actually sits inside the door, which is so clever. So again, multi-purpose glue. So yes, and again, there's something else that I actually can't tell you about at the moment. But if you were one of my team, you would know all about these things already. So that would be good. And this, I'm just going to pop there. And I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals, which are, those are the minis. Don't want the minis, I want the big dimensionals, which I was using just now. I've hidden them under the other card. So just a couple of dimensionals on the back here. And actually I'll pop a little one, a mini dimensional, or you could use a half a dimensional on that bit there. So yes, I love demonstrator events. We have such fun. We become customers. It's great. And the vast majority of Stampin' Up demonstrators, or members as I like to call them, actually join to be customers because then they get a discount on what they order. So that's all good stuff. It's like about 85% only join to be their own customer. So yeah. And I love that people do that. Ow! Sorry, I've just cricked my ankle. It's probably because I've been doing all this running. They always say running isn't good for your health, and I'm beginning to realise why. So there we go. Two incredibly different looking, as in, you know, feel, cards, using the same stamp set and the same framelets. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As I say, it was a request on Saturday. So I hope the lady that asked for that is pleased with the results and has understood how the framelits now work. It was the door that was the big query. So if you have enjoyed that, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more, please hit the subscribe button, bottom right. And if you need any of the products, please would you get those on my online store. I love to welcome new customers, and if you are a customer, you will get to be a VIP, which means you get to have a copy of the new catalogue free, and all other good sorts of goodies. But those are just two of the amazing things that you get as being one of my VIPs. And if you would like to join my team, which would be amazing, you can get stuff from the new autumn winter catalogue in your starter kit, and you would still be a demonstrator even if you don't buy a huge amount, because there are some minimums which are very attainable, because you get a discount. But you would be able to get stuff from the spring summer catalogue whilst you're still a demonstrator this year. Ooh. So joining now is perfect, because you get to pre-order the autumn winter stuff, and later in the year you get to pre-order from the spring summer catalogue. So that's all good stuff. Anyway, I will see you again very soon. Thanks a lot for watching.